Laubrey Graham, aka the Champagne Cop. If you didn't know, this goofball, this who is to mind, this why in this video, this picture, he kind of looked like a sloth transforming into a human and getting stuck right in between, like a grown hamster. This guy right here put me in legal paperwork of the UMG lawsuits, right? And don't worry, I got my, responses for that coming. Y'all knew the music was coming. And I just did a video about it, but I wasn't the only person that he weirdly put in the paperwork for no reason. Apparently, he got Kendrick's kids in there and talk about DNA test? Let's get right to it. If you didn't think I was going to be watching Fantastic Hip Hop, I ain't even about, you already know Drake done crossed that line with me. So, Fantastic Hip Hop, let's go. You be extra in this one.
Now, when it comes to Mega Karen, I mean Drake.
Mega Karen, thank you. Yeah. Y'all remember how I used to push back on Fantastic Hip Hop? Like, yo, you be the number. Nah, nigga, turn up. Turn up on him.
Why we are here today. And if you're ready for us to get into the most anti-hip-hop, family, and everything move that Drake has made in his entire career, be sure to leave a like and subscribe it now, really. As Karen has gone too far this time, and at this point, it's either you stand with him or you stand with hip-hop.
Of course, bro, this is all stuff I've been saying. You stand, it's not even like, it's not just about hip-hop. And I think like with me being put in this paperwork just for reviewing this stuff, I think all content creators should look at this a certain way. If you are a content creator and you are on Drake's side and you're not on our side, my side, you are a weirdo. You are quite literally like, not even just willing to nuke hip-hop because this weirdo laws. You're willing to nuke potentially your own career. Don't worry, ain't nothing to worry about with me. But I'm just saying, this is an attack on freedom of speech if you guys don't realize what's going on.
Be sure to leave that like so all of hip-hop culture comes out on top and Laubrey loses worse than ever with all of the stranger things that hang out around him. And now with that said, currently with label Laubrey, it's hard to even call him that right now.
Everybody watching this, if you make videos, understand that I am an independent. I am, y'all, especially if you've been watching me forever, you saw how I started doing reactions in a car that was broke down and I had to goddamn put raccoons in a chokehold every day before I could record a video. And I had to box with raccoons before I could shoot a video. So imagine coming from those humble of beginners, bro. And that, so it could happen to anybody. Trust me.
How? Because with where Drake is now taking the entire case with his label over
new track coming soon.
Somehow, and I never thought we could actually say this.
Oh yeah, protect hip hop culture at all costs. Like I said, I'm gonna get new. I got new shirt designs coming soon. I don't know if I want to make it. I don't like rappers that sue rappers. The Owls versus hip hop. Let me know. You know what I mean? I think I don't like rappers that sue rappers like a flip, and I don't like rappers that don't rap. That might be the next one. Yeah, shout out to everybody who's been supporting me. Go grab one of these t-shirts right now. Link in the pinned comment. Everybody who grabs it for the next 7 days, I will be giving a personal thank you video because, and trust me, this thank you video going to be a real one because it shows who's really supporting me.
The Karen levels within this are off the charts, even for what he has done so far, as genuinely, we have never seen anything from Drake like what we have seen exactly here, which of course, that is saying so much. Because, and I'm really trying to keep it together, but I'm just not going to be able to, because from bringing Kendrick Lamar's kids and family into things, and then to try and explore Whitney and Kendrick's relationship history as a whole, and then Dave Free and Kendrick's DNA, and then also people like...
This isn't weird to y'all? Like, I don't understand how there are genuine, real people. I don't believe most of the Drake fans on Twitter are real people. I really don't. I literally don't. That's not even me being hyperbolic. I believe the majority, not some, the majority are bot accounts. And if you know how to spot certain bot accounts and you look at some of these people and notice how a lot of them started their accounts right before, during, or after pandemic, and how none of them have faces and all of them are retweeting sports and got more retweets and tweets and everything, just them argue about Drake, if not a retweet about sports, usually soccer, trust me, these niggas are weirdos. But like, how can you as a regular human being, I don't believe that if we were in school, like before all this internet stuff cracks off, and even when the internet's cracking, I don't believe you can go to like a place right now that's separated from this internet, right? Like go to a random place and ask somebody if this makes sense. And they would be like, yeah, no, it makes sense. I'm on his side. What? Now you going at the families in the lawsuit? What is you like? Nah, bro. You a goof forever.
Pusha T here, and Screwface Gene in addition to all of them, and so much else.
Oh, snap!
This is the most insane thing that I have ever read through, and now while all the grown men who hide behind profile...
It's John, by the way, but you got it. At this point, I'm Screwface John or Gene. I don't even care.
Pictures of women in communities are celebrating and acting like Drake has won something here. And yes, that's a diss for all of the OVO people who...
And by the way, fantastic hip-hop. I blame you. It's your fault, nigga.
You know you're not women and you actually look like this and you're always on my timeline just bothering me. Well, I got bad news for all you losers, because not just is Drake never going to get away with all of these demands and delusions here, but if there was any remaining status that he had left in hip-hop and with his rapper card, that has declined and he is fully out of here, as now with Lame-O Lawbreak, he is 100% and undisputedly last name Karen, first name Lamus, and nothing else, and at least at the bare minimum...
Oh, man, I'm mad I didn't say that in my song. You're fantastic. I'm going to have to add that at the end of my song. I'm going to shout you out. I'm going to have to add that at the end of my song.
Of all of this? Well, I guess at the very least, now all of the losers who tried to support Drake with this have been forced to drop the facade of this idea.
People got to hear that. Nah, the people got to hear that one.
That Drake is doing this for the industry and it's because he's trying to save it. And now at least you're admitting the play that is really going on here, which is just this petty charge on his end to try and bother Kendrick Lamar and everybody else who has hurt his feelings in any way he possibly can.
And I probably will be pausing a lot in this song because in this video, because it directly involves me. But I'm telling you right now, like, this is not just this is an attack on freedom of speech. I've said it, I've been saying it, and now I'm in the paperwork. Guess what? Essentially, for what? What did I do for real? Enjoy Kendrick more? Drake, there's nothing you're gonna do, especially now, that's gonna make me enjoy you more than Kendrick. It's just never, it's not a possibility. Nigga, I don't even enjoy, there's nothing you can do now that, you up there with the, like, I don't, like, what? Like, what? Like,
left. Because seriously,
you trying to force me
stuff
into,
that Drake
like,
is requesting
what
and trying to put into this.
Like, what is this? This is America, nigga. I am an American, bro. Huh? We got rights. We got freedom of speech over here, Crody. You understand dig it? Oh, I can't believe
Discovery.
This, bro.
For what you're claiming you're in this for, there is no reason to want to even know these things. And
sorry for pausing again, but do you think the precedent, right, of losing in a rap battle or feel you got defamed in a rap battle and then being able to just search through random people's emails and Twitter accounts and their messages, being able to send paternity suits, being able to talk about people's wives, like, nah, bro, he can't be enabled to do this. Like, this guy, there has to be a precedent set. Like, you can't do that, bro. What type of invasion of privacy do you want?
Put them in here other than to create the biggest mess you possibly could. Which, to be honest, while there are so many issues with all of this, I don't even think a single mind can comprehend everything in this rush of a moment. What we are seeing is that for the team of people...
I'm scrolling to see if there's a part where I pop up, because I'm definitely going to watch that. I don't know if I'm going to watch this whole video, but I'm going to...
that have tried to validate these delusions for Drake and drag on this case over and over again, well, they are just as much of mega Karens as he is. Because again, there is no merit or actual desire to seek the truth and justice in this at all, which I thought is what we were supposed to use these...
Sorry, I keep pausing. I got so many thoughts. There never was. This never was that. This never was that, bro. Help the little man. You got to think about it. Yes, I got 1 million subscribers, of course. I'm not the little man when it comes to the scale of other reactors or YouTube. I'm not the little man. I wouldn't consider myself that. But when comparing me to Drake and like big entities like UMG, I am. So I take personal offense now. Anybody who wants to keep pushing that he's helping the little man narrative. I'm an independent creator. He's absolutely not. This is not even just bad for rap. This is bad for YouTube. This is bad for journalism. This is bad for streamers. This is bad for, like, pay attention. So now what he's trying to set, essentially, what he could set, is a precedent that if somebody doesn't like somebody's stuff, because remember how nice I was to his diss tracks, to the point where some of y'all killed me for what I said about Hard Part 6, and he still did this. So understand, you might say the wrong thing. You can't even,
systems for in the first place.
And he gonna put you in
now Drake is just trying to make Kendrick Lamar's life the most annoying it could be in any way he has left. Because really now, with dragging Kendrick Lamar's kids and his family into actual paperwork, I don't know how else to say this. This is petty, messy, and disgusting in a way that we have really never seen from
Drake gonna find a way to involve them kids. Drake gonna find a way.
From almost any artist ever. And you can really just double and triple down on this the more you read through this thing. Because when you see everything that Drake is trying to say and push, well, what becomes more apparent is that all of this is just a petty cry from everybody's least favorite Karen ever. And again, this isn't even a matter of opinion or anything, because while this case is supposed to be about Not Like Us and Kendrick Lamar, we literally do see Drake melt down and have a temper tantrum in the middle of these documents.
What do I gotta do
all in the section when we see Drake straight up admit that he was using the label to censor and silence Pusha T. And
this is a person who admitted, I don't get this. I don't get this. So you're admitting, according to his paperwork, right? You're saying this stuff, right? And you're good? Like, so it's cool for the time period, January, all documents are related to instruction, direction, or suggestion that the music video by Pusha T, including but not limited to Story of Adidon, be censored or otherwise marked. Allegedly.
Not just the story of Adidon at that, but literally every single thing that Pusha T has put out. Which now, just to see Drake whine and pretty much say to the labels that since they allowed him to censor Pusha T, but then not Kendrick Lamar, that something's up? Well, I don't even know how to comment on this, because it is genuinely that terrible.
This just feels like what Trump is doing to the Colbert Show. And I think it was a Paramount. And the reason why South Park made that episode and has been going in on Trump. Oh, don't worry, I got my version of that lyrically. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
And disgusting to even fathom. But really, to the music industry, shame on them for creating such a spoiled and entitled piece of garbage. Because seriously, who thinks in their right mind that they already have...
And I don't know if this is some type of trying to intimidation plot and this, that, and the third. I want to see how the judge handles that. I want to see how the court handles those requests. Like, I don't know what type of intimidation, but you are a goofball.
The audacity to censor another one of their peers in an art form that they supposedly love and care about so much. And then at that, how do you think you are going to be possibly allowed to censor a rapper who has pretty much been bigger than you for their entire career when you measure everything that actually matters? And so with the biggest thing that Drake has just soiled his reputation forever with, through all the noise and whatever points that he is trying to drag and whine about, just keep this in mind, because it showcases more than anything else that all this entire suit really is the delusional anger of a Karen who has done nothing but Karen out for the last decade at this point. And well, now, because there's no managers left to speak to, is trying to take down everything alongside them because they have nowhere left to run. And hey, everybody's already watching this meltdown, so why not just ruin every single thing you have ever stood for? Because truly, when you look into this, Aubrey is not just letting us all know how ugly and pathetic of a person he has been, not just to himself, but to his fellow peers and every single person he has ever encountered, clearly.
Let me see the DNA face ass. Huh? Damn.
But really, and for Drake stans, this may be the hardest thing to ever fathom. But what Drake really is showing, and what is the most telling thing about all of this, is that Drake is genuinely obsessed with Kendrick Lamar, and not just in a way where they're rivals or something like that. But I'm talking like Eminem level stan for that matter, because really, to seriously sit up here and request documents on pretty much anything related to Kendrick Lamar and his history.
And the thing that throws me off is you're the one that made these allegations, right? And I don't get this. I don't get this. You're in court about defamation or whatever. I think they threw out the defamation case, or originally you were in court, or you thought you had some sort of defamation thing, right? At a point, this had to do with defamation. And then you're now requesting the court to prove your defamation. Hey, I said these things about this nigga. Can y'all give us the paperwork so I can prove it? I wonder if I made a diss on, like, if somebody could make a diss about the Epstein list and then sue and then go, well, I need the Epstein list to make sure the names I said on there were on there. Like, why don't we do that? If that's the case, like, what? Drake, that's what you should be doing. Do something good.
And then actually want to get into the DNA of his kids and his relationship with Dave Free. And then, of course, also the whole dynamic with Whitney and what he said about them on Family Matters.
Dave Free, Pusha T, Whitney, Kendrick's kids, then me. Damn. That rhymed. I might have to write some more.
And then also Dave Free and Whitney for that matter, because you're trying to get DNA involved? But what we are seeing is that Drake's obsession with Kendrick Lamar has overtaken him so much that he cares more about Kendrick's kids and who is their dad than...
You know how this is weird? If somebody was doing this to Drake, ain't no way on planet Earth, other planets and other galaxies that he wouldn't be calling this lame. Ain't no way if Pusha T requested blood work for Adonis, this nigga would be like, oh yeah, no, it makes sense. No way.
Ever done about his home. But now seriously, the more you sit and process what Drake is doing and what he is trying to gain from it, well now what the most insane thing may be about what Drake is requesting with Dave Free and Kendrick's kids and then anything around the stuff with Whitney, which once again, this ties back into this idea of how much of a mess this thing really is to process and how much of a major contradiction that this even is for Drake. Because really now, as we have reached a point where the stuff that Drake wants to see all relates to his diss track in Family Matters, of course, and then again, the stuff that he said there, which were supposed to be these big gotcha moments, is now what Drake is searching for to try to find anything related to. Well, this is where things really get weird, and this honestly may be the most baffling part about this entire thing, because what we are seeing from Drake is that he is now using his own lies and disses to try and request info on what is being looked at in the center of the courts, and in this case, then you just see now that the words of a diss track are being flipped to now try and dig into the facts that there is nothing about, because of course Drake said these things about Kendrick and there's never been any record about it. Well, now first off for Drake, while this is also showing while he never had any sort of proof or evidence about anything he was saying about Kendrick Lamar there, in the bigger sense, when I say that the Drake lawsuit is ruining hip-hop and artistic expression as a whole, this is exactly what I mean, because to see Drake's words just turn into legal requests that are trying to...
Here's how crazy it is, right? I've had people hitting me up, be like, yo, can I listen to the song you made just to make sure you didn't... yo, you might want to... Yeah, this is the world we're in right now. This is the world we're in right now. Think about it. Trust me, I cover my bases and ain't nothing in there that's... But wow, man. Wow, bro. Artistic expression parody. This world used to be, this country used to be able to make, like, how does SNL and shows like that continue if you can't
invade Kendrick Lamar's personal life on something that there is no proof on? If you don't think every rapper is watching this and it's going to affect the way that they even think about engaging in beefs going forward, well, you are mistaken. And really now, when we...
And I think that's what Drake's trying to do. I don't even care. I don't even know if he thinks about winning this case anymore. I think he legit, this is just my opinion, what I think. I think he legit just wants to burn everything down and make it so like once he's done, nobody else can have battle raps. Like he wants that. I feel like it, because
see that Drake is requesting pretty much every single detail of both Kendrick Lamar's professional and personal lives, which even in terms of his rap image doesn't just stop at getting his record contract, but now Drake wants to know the exact value of Kendrick's entire musical catalog. Well, overall, you see that this thing is all over the place and we have just lost the plot so much, because genuinely, from DNA tests to knowing the value of what the Good Kid, Mad City album is, none of this has anything to do with Not Like Us and everything going on around there. And when you just see Drake try to throw all of these things on Kendrick Lamar so the label and the people working on the case keep trying to have to pry into his life to get across these things and even just put his name and his family within these conversations, well listen, we don't have to sit here and act like anything else is going on other than the obvious, which Karen has never made more obvious himself than right within this Karen moment, which is that when it comes to Drake and Kendrick Lamar, well, Drake is just so obsessed with this man and everything he has been doing forever, which...
Okay, I'm gonna stop right here because I think he's repeating a little bit much. I think he got most of the bars off. Shout out for shouting me out too in there. Like, bro, this is disgusting. New music coming soon. Oh, this is going to be my magnum opus. Stay tuned. It's going to be on... Stay tuned.